podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Champion of the world. I know you're booing me because I whipped the fighter's ass, but you know, that's boxing.
On this side of the pond, we're serious, do you know what I mean? UK, Great Britain boxing is on the map.
Oh God, I feel terrible. I feel terrible that I'm living in Euro Gen 3.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
Dibiase Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass
BoxingVoice.com.
and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, like, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean, man? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. It's a hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, Solo Dolo, Scarface No Manolo, back to continue to talk that heavyweight division. Obviously, everything that Anthony Joshua says moving forward is breaking news, the latest news. It's what's popping in the division, and it's what we're talking about right now. Anthony Joshua comes out and says that he'll fight Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder without the belts. So that's a great thing, because honestly, those are fights that we still want. Now, whether or not Tyson Fury fights AJ without the belts or Wilder fights AJ without the belts, I love the energy. I love that he still wants to get in the ring with those fighters. So I guess that'll be the first poll of the day. Do you believe? Right? Do you believe? Do you believe Anthony Joshua will fight Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury with or without the belts? Should I put yes? He will fight Fury and Wilder with or without. Oh, can't put that many characters. He will fight Fury and Wilder. All right, so the next option could be no. He won't fight either. All right. Next option, he will only fight Fury, or he will only fight Wilder. What do you think, gentlemen? What's going on here? Oh, your question is too long. All right, screw you. I'll take it down a bit. They said the question is too long. Where is it? That does it. Bam, bam, bam. Ask the community. That's the first question. Do you believe? And if so, will he fight Fury and Wilder, or will he just fight Fury? Would he just fight Wilder? Will he fight neither? How do you see that playing out? Because I can see that happening, you know. If imagine Fury beats Wilder, he's the favorite, and goes on to fight Usyk. AJ Wilder is beautiful. I mean, obviously we'll never get it on the undercard, but it would be an amazing fight. I would love for those guys to give us that fight if they could, you know. But not sure that it'll happen, but at least if he's putting that energy out there, it will happen, because obviously AJ is still a very significant A-side, B-side, whatever you want to call him, depending who he's fighting, right? Because obviously if he does fight Fury, Fury may be the A-side now, but AJ still brings in a significant amount of finances. So, you know, in the long run, he may still be the A-side in some way, because, you know, people just come out the woodworks to put money up for AJ for venues and, you know, extreme locations. It just comes out of nowhere. So it might be the right thing, you know. And look, there's going to be a lot shaking and baking now, especially if Usyk can get the double win. He needs to win twice, obviously. Got to do it twice to show it was right. And then, you know, then his eyes will be set on a Fury Wilder winner. You know, he'll have the Joe Joyce mandatory in the WBO being called. Who knows what the IBF is going to do? You know, you got, what else is out there for him? Dillian White, right? Or actually, Dillian White would be for the WBC, Wilder Fury winner. So a lot really shaking and baking. And I love that Joshua has this energy, because those are fights that we still want to see. You know, obviously we're disappointed that things worked out the way they worked out, and we're assuming that we may not get these fights. But again, him being such a strong commodity in the sport economically, if he puts the energy that he wants those fights with or without belts, that makes it happen. It's still an event. You know, it's still an event. If he can give us AJ Wilder, no belt, in Wembley, here in America, it's still an event. Wilder, Fury, no belt, it's still an event. And maybe he's even talking about he wants to fight him if he doesn't have a belt. Not that they both don't have to have belts. Maybe he means like, yo, I'll still want to fight Fury even if he's just a champ and I'm not a champ, you know? Right? Maybe. I don't mind any of those matchups. You know, those are the ones that we wanted from the very, very beginning. Has always been, you know, AJ versus Wilder, Fury versus AJ, and the combination of all three of those guys, however you want to break it up. You know what I mean? Wow. Kaz said he's not disappointed. That's crazy. I am. I'm totally disappointed. And I almost question how much of a boxing fan you are to say such a thing. Our hearts, even the buildup for AJ Wilder was different. For us YouTubers, right? It was different. The numbers, the interest, the back and forth between the two fandoms was different. You know? So I think we missed that boat with not having AJ Wilder. And if we can get it back, it would be good. If we could get that matchup with or without belts, I'm tuning in. I mean, I was tuned into Chris Arreola and Andy Ruiz. They didn't have any belts. There was certainly no belts on the line for that fight. And we tuned in and we talked about it, and it was, hyped up. Shout out to Baldy. What up, champ? How are you? I hear you, Jamaican. I hear you. I mean, I wouldn't hold that against AJ because he turned down $50 million, but obviously, that fight was worth so much more. Look at the fight between the rumored fight, obviously. The rumored fight and the rumored figures of AJ versus Fury. So, if Wilder wouldn't have lost and AJ wouldn't have lost, or even if they still have the belts, like, there's a lot of money in that fight. Certainly more than $50 million. But I, like you, was disappointed that he turned down the 50. But in retrospect, we certainly know that there's more than 50 in that fight. I don't know if that it's still there, though. Just like I don't understand why there's 8 thumbs down. What have we done wrong, for God's sakes? Can the people that actually love the show do us a favor and hit the thumbs up, so that obviously the number of thumbs down is nowhere near the amount of people that enjoy the show? Not really understanding the hatred early in the morning, but our poll is at 50% of the voting public believes he will fight Fury and Wilder. 28% believe he will not. Oh shit, I wrote that wrong. 29% believe he won't fight either. 18% believe he would only fight Fury, and 3% believe he only will fight Wilder. King, I ask you, give me your answer. How do you see that poll, and what do you think AJ does? Obviously, his quote is, "I'll fight Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder without belts." But I posed that same question to the public and see, do they believe he'll fight both, neither, or one or the other?
I have no reason to believe, some people, we talked about it, they don't like the way he's taking this loss. They say he's taking the loss too easy, but it's something about Grace that I respect. I think that, Fury made a statement some time ago, said, "Oh, I'm a Spartan, this boy don't want to fight," and da-da-da-da-da. Well, I think we have to kind of, reconsider that, and him saying it makes it real. And I asked that question last night. Should Wilder and Fury and Joshua come out on the losing end of their respective bouts? I would love to see the two of them mix it up, because that fight still means something to me, even without the belts. I still want to kind of clarify heavyweight supremacy. I feel like, for all the banter that was back and forth, they still owe each other to settle it with the fisticuffs.
So, were you surprised, though, to hear the news that he would still be willing to fight these guys? With or without belts, or there's no surprise for you in that?
A little bit surprised, but like I said, his demeanor, hate it or love it, Joshua, he's a professional. I will say that. He sounded like a professional that is not going to miss out on any opportunities. And I don't know if it was J-Mac or JT. They say he got to stop fighting like a businessman. Mm-hmm. So I think the businessman in him, of course, he's looking for those fights because he see the money. He said, "Hell," I'm thinking, I'm speculating, of course. Wilder and Joshua in Tottenham, in North London, where Joshua's from, with all of the, kind of jabs they had back and forth, pun intended. Mm-hmm. Man, those fights are still on the table, man, because Joshua, when you said yesterday on the rebuild, he could do, though, maybe, again, I'm still saying no David Allen, but definitely another fight, rebuild him and say, hey, there's money, there's the animosity left on the table between me and Wilder. There's animosity left on the table between me and Dillian White. That could happen again. I mentioned the Joe Joyce fight. I'm going to keep speaking that one into existence. I just think that Joshua sounds like the classy individual that he is, and I think people got to give him a little bit more credit. He's willing. He's a willing fighter, and some people see that as being too professional, but I like it. I think it's classy.
Well, I definitely like it, and I want to see him fight Wilder, even Fury. I would take those anytime, and I hope that we do get him, you know what I mean? I hope that he does give them to us eventually, eventually.
Hey, Ness.
Yep.
Without making this oppositional though, and again, I got to point to it because we talked a lot about it. There's a big mental component to boxing, and I just want to say that if Wilder had taken the loss to Fury, no matter how much you like or dislike Fury, I think you'd have seen or people would have spoken of the same opportunities following the loss. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a little bit different, but I'm just talking about, the approach to the fight game on a big scale. Even when you feel like it's money left on the table, it's things you have to revenge. The way you take that, it creates more opportunities. So Joshua is never one to miss out on an opportunity. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but it certainly is going to be good for boxing because I think that gives us a different layout of matchups we can see.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's tied to this rematch, and any of this Wilder Fury talk would be after the win or the loss. And obviously in this quote, he's saying no belt, so that might be without the win to Usyk. But yeah, in a perfect world, tell me what you would want to happen. October 9th, in a perfect world, if you could wave the Thanos snap and give us Amin's galaxy, what does it show us for October 9th and moving forward for AJ-Usyk, Wilder, Fury? Yeah.
In a perfect world where Amin's got the infinity gauntlet on my southpaw fist, what happens is Wilder sleeps Fury, right? Mm-hmm. Joshua wins the rematch against Usyk, and then you get Fury and Joshua while Wilder awaits the winner of that one.
Wait. Say that again.
Okay, so Joshua beats Usyk in the rematch.
Wait. You're going too fast, man. That ain't even happening until February, March, man. You got to start with October 9th.
Wilder sleeps Fury. I was moving fast. Wilder sleeps Fury, and then that sets up the Wilder-Joshua matchup. Excuse me. It sets up the Fury-Joshua matchup because now Fury got his O. Joshua retools, do whatever he's going to do. And then that's more of like a UK matchup. I want Wilder to kind of take some different fights because, he would have gone down Murderer's Row. I'm not saying give him some pies, but if he come out on the good side of Fury, let that man go on a fucking, let him get David Allen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He deserves David Allen after that shit. After all of what he's been through inside and outside of the ring. That's why, it's a long-term fantasy, thing that I'm seeing, but that's the way I would see it. What about you?
Nah, man, you ain't getting me with that.
Nah, he ain't taking the bait.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's the best thing to happen. Who should win, right? Because I think Fury's a changed man, but you got these fickle fans that they believe, you are who you are. Your past is always there. So they're judging him off his past. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean?
And listen, I'm glad that those guys are neither my wife nor are on a jury because I would be Schitt's Creek with people with that sort of mentality that people can't change, man. Y'all got to be lucid in that.
Yeah. And it's been so long since he's done anything erratic. Even though some will argue with me like, but testing positive and then being out there taking pictures. But again, there's really no timeline on those pictures. Like, how do we know he's not playing mind games? Like, why could only one person be playing mind games? Like, how do we know Fury isn't putting out things to the media that he wants us to gobble up and write stories about it and believe certain things? You know what I mean? Like, why can't he go in his iPhone and whip out a older picture when he was a little bit heavier to have people believe he's not training? To have the opposition think they got the upper hand or they have some sort of advantage. I think that in the art of war, all that is possible and should be thought of as a possibility for some sort of tactic from your opposition is how I look at it, man. You know?
Robert the Genius just did it, right?
Hell yeah, Robert the Genius just did it. Shout out to Border Wars.
Yeah, man. Fury, like I said before, man, Fury's very mercurial, man. He's up and down, but one thing he is he's sure of himself. You know, we have the negotiation. We're getting way back when we talking about the negotiations for the rematch with Klitschko. I mean, you got to allow people to move on and base them on, you know, what have you done for me lately? Yeah, lately he's exhibited some poor judgment, but not to the level of where you're scrutinizing is he sober or not.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I get it. You know, once you do a certain thing, the behaviors sometimes continue. So maybe he is acting a bit crackish, if you just want to use that term, you know, because I said it myself. The man is climbing on tables. He's on ESPN using profanity. You know what I'm saying? This and that. But I think that's part of his shtick. That's part of what Tyson Fury does. And, you know, the only way to really, really judge him is by what he does in the ring. That's the way I see it.
And that's what I'm saying. And what he's been doing in the ring is taking on the toughest guys when they're the most dominant. Now, obviously, someone can argue with me, oh, Ness, he took Stefa Safari, he took Piñeta, he took, you know, Schwartz. Yeah, but the challenges that are out there, he took them on first. You know, now, again, you can counter and say, well, he never fought Joshua. And there would be no argument there other than I don't believe the fight where he and Joshua didn't happen out of fear. It's just sheerly, you know, he's not with all the bullshit of Eddie. You know, he put Eddie's contract out there, you know, on the internet. He showed you what Eddie was offering him. And, I mean, in retrospect, you know, he got $120 million from Top Rank for what, 5 fights or 4 fights or something like that. So, you know, did he do the right thing, or should he have took the $3 million contract from Eddie? I guess he did the right thing, you know. He betted on himself, you know. So it's difficult to say, but it's definitely a fight I want to see. We're gonna do the same thing as yesterday. We can open up these phone lines early and get your guys' thoughts. I think we got Maldonado out here in New York City. Let me go on.
But Ness, real quick.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we want? We want these fighters to say, you know, when they're in a position to. Mm-hmm. Fuck the belts, man. Just see me in the ring. Yeah. Fuck the belts. See me in the ring. And I'm proud of that. That's what I'm saying. There's a grace that AJ has where people find it and they say, oh, he be in the place. Yeah, it's certain things I don't like. I want to see a little more fire, but you recognize the yin and yang. Everybody has a different flow and a different purpose. He ain't the fire. Maybe he's the water. You know what I'm saying? So,
and think about it, man. I mean, if we've learned anything in the last 2 years is that belts really don't matter. Triller, you know, Floyd, so many people have found ways to make millions of dollars without a belt. Without a belt. Jake Paul sold 1.5 pay-per-views. You know, Floyd has had a few exhibitions. Tyson had an exhibition. So many people made millions of dollars without an actual belt that I think these guys are just realizing, like, we don't need a belt anymore. It's not necessarily
Ebony Bridges
necessary.
Getting money, no belt.
No belt. No belt. I mean, and look at Melissa Parker. She got a belt and she shelved. So, Andrade, belt, shelved. Devin Haney, belt, and he ain't shelved, but he's not finding it difficult. I mean, he's finding it difficult to get in that ring. I mean, he calling out Oscar now. You seen that?
Yeah, yeah.
He like, yo, you got your fighters ducking me. Why don't you fight me? I'm like, uh-oh. But we got a super chat from High and Low Sports Centrum that says the boxing voice is more. But good morning, everybody rocking out with us. You know, Breakfast Club of Boxing, voice of the people. There is no equal. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. 425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion. Get it off your chest. Let us know what you think. You think AJ is telling us the truth? Will he really fight Tyson Fury and Wilder with or without belts? The poll certainly believes he will. 45% of the viewing audience believes he will fight both Fury and Wilder, while 29% believe he won't fight either. That's actually high, bro. How the hell 30% of y'all think he won't fight either? Like, either?
That's pure hate. Because what would be his reason? If he's saying, with or without the belts, I'm still willing to fight, what would be the reason? Somebody's going to say, nah, because he's really scared, because Eddie's making him do it. Like, come on, 30% of y'all really tripping. I ain't even get lit yet. Y'all ain't even smoke with me yet.
That's
y'all
crazy.
on some bullshit.
Yeah. And with his resume, like, you know, they're acting like everyone he fought and Wilder and Fury are 10 levels above everyone else. Like, yeah, maybe they're a few levels above. Maybe not. But I don't think there's a super clear-cut separation that the separation is so big that it would put fear in Joshua's mind or heart. Like, I don't get it.
Even
Really
fighting Usyk is a level of fearlessness, because Usyk could have been, you know, when some people were dismissing him as too small, some people were saying the boy is a boxer, be afraid, and he shrugged his shoulders and said, yeah, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't see the fear part that people want to create in their mind just because you don't like the brother. Don't do that. It looks crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that Usyk fight still got me like, damn, what the hell happened? You know? But, yeah, man, let's go on out to our sponsor. Shout out to Big Rig Trucking Agency. If you are a truck driver, make sure you write this phone number down when it plays and give them a call for all your insurance purposes. If you're a TBV supporter and you drive that truck, definitely give them a call just to see what they can do for you. Big Rig Trucking Agency has also sponsored Border Wars. So our winners will get winners shirts, and about a good 38 people probably, or 35 people will end up getting some free shirts in the audience. So if you're in town to watch the fights in Florida, you will probably receive a shirt, you know what I mean? Courtesy of our sponsor. And yeah, so once again, thank you to Big Rig Trucking Agency.
These calls are brought to you by Big Rigs Trucking Agency, experts for all your insurance and trucking needs. For quotes and consultations, visit us at brtagency.com or contact us at 908-943-6918.
All right, looking like we got a super chat from C-Dub that says, he says, Ness, now you're intrigued for AJ versus Usyk. I wouldn't say the word intrigue, bro. It's just something we got. Like, we got it because he's got a rematch closer. What you want me to do? You know, I'm not intrigued. I'm impressed by Usyk. I didn't expect him to win. I didn't even think he was big enough to win. So I'm impressed with Usyk. But that's
well, you know,
that's it.
I don't want to play semantics, but intrigued and curious, I think, is along the same lines. And I'm curious or intrigued to see what AJ's going to do. Because if he comes in and just rights this wrong and come in bully style, delivering power, I think that sets up a great trilogy, right? You know, I don't think nobody's going to let Usyk take that defeat. And then it's like, oh, because then what are we going to do then? Now Usyk was never shit. And it was just all, no, boxing don't work like that. So if, and that's where the intrigue or the curiosity for me lies, I want to know, is AJ going to execute a more power plan, a more destructive based, a more what we call a heavyweight based plan? Or is he going to come in there, you know, trying to be, you know, flying finesse, which definitely didn't work the first time. So yeah, I think it's fair to say there should be some intrigue for the boxing fan. That's not a bad word. That's not.
Well,
profanity.
I mean, if anything, I'm intrigued to see can Usyk do it again.
Yeah, even that, right?
You know.
Yeah.
See, that's where my intrigue is. You know, I'm intrigued to see, can he do it again? And yeah, man, if he can do it again.
Shout out to Intrigue the Incredible while we at it, talking about Intrigue.
From Atlanta, and shout out to his podcast, the No Cap Show. Yeah, if you know, he can do it again, then I will be super impressed. Right now, you know, I'm not exactly where I was at with Andy. Like when Andy did it, I was like, holy smoke! It was more exciting when Andy did it. He did it, and you know, whereas it's funny because the way I feel is the way that AJ fans felt in the past, right? They thought it was a fluke. I think this was a fluke. I don't think the Andy fight was a fluke because Andy did it more convincing. This was obviously a convincing outboxing, but again, AJ didn't look the same, bro. Even Carl Froch was saying he didn't look like. So many people are coming out just saying he didn't look like himself. Now maybe that's how you look when you get in beat, and that's why he looked that way with Andy and he looked that way with this guy. But I don't know. You got to do it twice to tell us that it was right.
Yeah, and if we going back to that emphatic versus decisive, yeah, Andy was clearly decisive. Like Andy was like, nah, like, yeah, you knock me down, I get up and I knock you down and I'll finish you, you know. And Andy was a huge underdog, you know what I'm saying?
16-1.
Yeah, I think Usyk, people rightfully so respected his pedigree in the Olympics and as a cruiserweight. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know, the chances was there, even though, you know, people might have presumed AJ was going to come in there and deliver the power, man. But yeah, it's fair to say that there's some fair intrigue, man.
Yo, our YouTube producer hit me up. He uploads and edits videos and sent me an article from Boxing Scene. And it says Demetrius Andrade might fight Jason Quigley. Bruh, I never said anything this harsh. I've never said anything this harsh. But at this point, I mean, damn, yo, I've been covering Andre from the beginning of his career. You know what I mean? He was in the Olympics with Wilder. Like, at this rate, at this pace, it don't even make sense to keep fighting. Like, you never gonna accomplish none of the shit you want to accomplish. These dudes they giving you, I mean, look, no, I get it. Matchroom keeping him fed. You know, his family's right. He got a beautiful home. He's living a beautiful life. But this is now what, five fights? 6 fights with Matchroom? And you telling me they couldn't get him one opponent? Like, not one. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, they started with him for the Akinwande fight. Oh, however, let me see what Jeffrey says you pronounce. I've always fucked up his name on purpose. Let's see what it really is. I'm going to just start calling him Walter after the day, though.
Nah, you be getting it right on the low.
Nah, get out of here.
Walter Kautandoku.
Oh, my God. I was nowhere near that. He said Walter Let me hear that again.
Walter Kautandoku.
Oh, I don't know. Kyle Tondokawa. But that's the first fight because that was the Billy Joe replacement. That was the Billy Joe replacement was Walter. Then he got Artur Akakov. Then he got Selecki. Then he got Keeler and Williams. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now Quigley?
I'm about to tell you why that Quigley fight is happening, though.
But honestly, before you tell me,
yes,
I don't know that I care. Like, that's 6 tune-ups, but they not like, yo, they could do so much more with that money. And no disrespect to Andre, I know he got to eat, but it's like, you gave this dude 6 tune-ups, but you cut Michael Hunter. You ain't re-signed Devin Haney. I don't give a fuck how strategic it looks in the media. At the end of the day, you ain't signed Devin Haney. This dude is re-signed. You giving him 6 tune-ups. Devin Haney has at least the future. Devin Haney at least has the social media. Devin Haney at least main evented for you twice. This is insane right now, bruh. He about to fight Quigley. This shit better be an undercard. And again, I'm not even disrespecting him. But here's a quick difference, right? Mm-hmm. If you Google search Andrade, right? You just type in the word Demetrius Andrade. The first thing to come up is his box rec. If you do that to AJ, Canelo, anybody else, any other fighter, box rec ain't the first thing to come up, man. Like, that's just not how it works. They got so much more going on. Andre got to get on his bike. He can't just be out here just fighting. Look at the difference between a Google search for Andre and Anthony. All right? Look at Anthony Joshua. Let's see how low his box rec is. Where's his box rec? No, you don't see none. Look. Box rec down here. How many links before box rec? You understand what I'm saying? 8. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go to Devin, who they didn't sign, and see how he Googles. And again, even Devin's box rec isn't the first thing to come up. But certainly right there, but still not the first thing to come up. So I don't know. Andre needs to start getting some social media presence, internet he needs a publicist in a heartbeat. Like, this is already a game.
Wink, wink, Paul.
This is already a game right here because, like, bro, come on,
Skipper,
man.
dig this. I
you know what's even worse? I know I've been holding you, and I don't want you to lose your thought, but think about it. Canelo went viral with his thing of Andrade, you know.
Horrible fighter. Get the fuck out of here, man.
All that.
Please.
And when you Google Andrade, that doesn't even come up. Isn't that sad? He got famous off cursing you out, but you won't even come up. Crazy. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think they're using a different type of analytics. Let me see if I can find the breadcrumb.
What?
I know you're going to listen. You're going to laugh, man. This is what I'm here for. I'm here for the bullshit, Ness. Follow me. Jason Quigley, right? Mm-hmm. He's Irish, but he has a big following in the Boston area, right? Remember, his last big fight in the Boston area, right, was against Shane Mosley Jr. They're riding the wave of that fight, and they're going to say, well, this is a good fight for Andre because Quigley just came off a win off of Shane Mosley Jr. The location is going to be in that Massachusetts, Rhode Island, whatever area. The European contingency is going to show up.
I don't even understand why you think that. When's the last time Dazn did an American fight? Why would they all of a sudden come to America? They don't even have an American schedule.
You think they're going to take Quigley to Ireland? Quigley's bigger over here than he is over there.
He's trained with Shane McGuigan. I mean, they could fight him in the UK. Or should I say they could box him in the UK. That's how they say it over there. Box him.
I could be wrong. Let us know in the chat. I feel like Quigley is bigger over here than he is over there. Shit, if Josh Taylor ain't as, there's no way. I feel like
I'm about to Google Jason Quigley. I don't think he's ever in his life fought in the Boston area.
Oh, you wildin'.
Nah, I'm telling you, he was signed a Golden Boy. He been fighting like in Cali and shit. They ain't tap into that Irish. Look. This says Vegas. This is what the fuck is Costa Mesa. That definitely ain't Boston.
That's California.
Fantasy Springs, Indio, Marina.
Quigley never fought in Massachusetts.
Indio, Inglewood. I don't see nothing here, bro. Hard Rock, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Nah, man, he's a Golden Boy fighter. So he always fought in the Mexican territories because Oscar goes where he gets his sponsorship deals.
Oh, so that's a terrible fight. Who's the other? I don't mean to say it like that, but who's the other white guy that's been fighting in Massachusetts? It's not Jason Quigley. It's the only other white guy that's been fighting over here like that.
Over here?
Yeah.
And he's Irish?
Yeah.
Mick Conlon. And even he's fighting over there, and he's not in that weight. I don't know who you could be talking about off top.
Yeah, the Paz just hit me. Give me a minute. That Paz is powerful.
But, I mean, look, I forgot Quigley beat Shane. Shane had a good little run inside the new contender. Quigley put together 3 wins since he's been with either McGuinness or whoever he changed trainers to. But his biggest win is Shane Mosley Jr., who was a 154-pounder moving up, and at 54 had maybe 2 losses. I don't know that's that, like, you know, this is a freebie for Andre. No disrespect. And again, I know that boxing is boxing. Fights got to be fought. A punch could change everything and all that shit. But obviously, Andre is going to be the favorite in this fight, man. Big favorite. Big favorite.
Unless he goes, you know, unless it's a similar looking fight to what he had with, what was that, Liam Williams?
Luke Keeler, you mean? Andre gonna beat Canelo and tell us, yo, I was playing possum just like Usyk. I was making y'all think I was sloppy all these years.
That's one hell of a possum then, if that's the case.
For real, man. Let me get to this super chat from Boom, who says, fat $10 super chat. Shout out to you, homie. He says, not an AJ fan. I'm Team Wilder. But I don't think AJ's scared of Wilder or Fury, even though I don't like him after ESPN comments about gold chains. I remember that. He's still a good fighter. I'm not going to hate on him. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Growth, man.
That's a boxing fan right there. That's a boxing fan. Mm-hmm. That's somebody that can separate their opinions from you know, their emotions. That's a good fan right there. Shout out to you, brother.
We got Izzy in Oklahoma. Shout out to Izzy, man. I know, actually, we talked already. So best of luck with everything. And hopefully you can make it to Border Wars to be a great old judge or something. But we got Izzy with a super chat that says, don't think AJ is scared of Deontay Wilder or Fury, but don't think he was brave for fighting Usyk. He thought that was a gimme. Look at Usyk's heavyweight resume. I don't know that he thought it was a gimme because the face-off, the weigh-in, all that shows you that he was giving Usyk massive respect. Not to mention I've heard him talk highly of Usyk in interviews. I think he looked at it like that, like, yo, this dude is a better boxer than me. And he probably scared himself in that fight. And I don't mean that in a typical sense of the word, like scared, but you know, he got in his own head is what I believe, because again, I know everybody's talking about me when they call in and they saying things like, oh, guys think he could just walk him down. There is really an indirect at me, because I'm the one that believes he could just walk this little fucking dude down and put some heavyweight punches on him, lean on his ass. Bro, yesterday, I wanted my wife to warm up the food. She turned her back on me, tried to walk away. I leaned all on her back. I'm like, this what motherfucking AJ should have did to Usyk. She like, babe, get off my back. I'm like, yeah, I'm a heavyweight. Like, he ain't lean on that dude at all. Not in none of them fucking clinches. He need to go back and get mean, man. Yo, we all seen the scene. We all seen the scene in Rocky, man. He need to go to the Philly gym with Apollo Creed, and you see how Rocky looking around, scared to look at dudes in the eyes because everybody in that fucking gym is mean. He need to go get mean, man. Leave the UK, man. I want to see him. You know how much buzz he would get? Remember we was talking about Andy, so don't think this is like, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the public. I don't want them thinking, oh, he coming at AJ. No, for Andy, I wanted him to go to the best camp and the highest profile camp that's going to give him that buzz. Yeah. AJ comes to America, people ain't going to stop writing articles that he's training now with George Foreman or, you know, I can't even think of a name. Who would you want to see him with?
I'm glad you said that. Isn't Buatsi signed to his, you know, company or something like that? Buatsi's working with Verge.
Oh, maybe Verge. And Verge got Tony Yoka. You can look at Tony Yoka like, he's too young to get a shot at me, big enough, tall enough to spar with me.
Yo, man, I like that matchup, man. And look at even the media and the marketing behind it.
Honestly, though.
Yeah.
Andre Ward, Andre Berto, Karim Mayfield, Amir Khan,
Mario
Barrios, Joshua Buatsi, Tony Yoka, Demetrius Andrade for one camp. And if you think about it, like, he ain't really do much with Dre. He ain't really, and I mean Andre Berto.
Yeah.
It ain't like he took him to another world title or a champ.
But it was late in Berto's career. So, you know, that's teaching an old dog.
He was with Berto. Berto was with him for a minute, man. I'm pretty sure it was for a minute. But neither here nor there. Barrios, regular champ.
Did good.
Regular champ, though. Regular champ. No disrespect, but I mean, you know, black and white, and they're abolishing those titles. So it's like, what's going to happen in the history books? I don't even know. Ward is his best thing. Amir Khan, he never. I mean, what he got him? Maybe like a silver belt and a Muhammad. I mean, Middle Eastern belt. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that Virgil is as good as we thought. Is all I'm saying. Some dudes are as good as that dude that made them famous, like Freddie and Pacquiao. I mean, who else do we really give Freddie Roach credit for?
But here's the thing about sometimes that relationship, man. If you can give a fighter the confidence to do what they know how to do and show them a little bit more, I think with a fighter like AJ.
Yo, remember he had Angulo. He was getting bodied under Virgil Hunter's. Yo, Angulo's worst years were with Virgil.
Yeah, I just think Virgil has a demeanor.
Didn't he leave Virgil and turn around and beat Peter Quillen?
Yeah. Yeah, Virgil may not be the best fit, and Ronnie may be a better fit, but Ronnie's tied up with FA, unless, you know, it's a similar situation where he says FA.
That ain't nothing. No, Ronnie ain't got FA. FA left. He with Kate Kimura with Shakur Stevens' trainer.
Ooh, yeah. So Ronnie, man. Ronnie
got
good.
the other FA, Atobar Ajagba.
That's Nigerian right there, business.
FA
That's
Atobar
not
Pucci.
business.
He got Pucci.
Not your business. You know your shit, man. You know
and Ronnie had a lot of heavyweights in the past. You know what I'm saying? He had Mike. I think he had Terry Norris, right? He had Foreman maybe at one point. I could be wrong. I ain't good with the history, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. But did I ever go to Big Rig? I went to Big Rig, right?
You went to Big Rig. We got to go to David Maldonado. I think he's been waiting for a minute, though.
David, what's up?
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please.
Early in the morning, David.
What he done to the boxing world to be number one in the junior weight division?
Yo, good morning, man. You hear me?
Yo, what up?
What's good, man? We're talking about Anthony Joshua fighting Fury and fighting Wilder.
With or without belts, he's saying. So he don't care if he don't become unified. He still want them fights. Do you believe it? The question we ask in the public on the poll is, do you believe he will fight Fury and Wilder? Will he not fight either man? Will he fight only Fury or only Wilder?
Bro, that's a fucking payday. He's a fighter. Of course he'll fight those guys. If they offer him a fight, one of those guys, let's say next, after the Wilder Fury fight, I think he'll take it. But I think it won't be it's not gonna be as big. But see, the thing with boxing fans, people have a tendency of just writing people off of an L. In boxing, one big win could put him right back on the map. Let's say he doesn't even get a rematch with Usyk. Let's say him and Dillian White have a rematch, and he sparks him out in one round, brutally. Looks like the old AJ. That Wilder fight or Fury fight is back on. It's not going to have the same luster. But, yeah, he can still land a big fight with those guys. Why not? I don't think he'll beat them. I think he has unfinished business with Usyk.
No, obviously, but that's what he's saying. Like, even if he loses to Usyk, he still wants that fight with Wilder and Fury.
You mean if he loses the rematch?
Yeah, because he's saying with or without belt, so he got to be talking about, you know what I'm saying?
I think he'll fight them, of course. I believe he'll fight them, but if he loses, hear me out, Ness, if he loses that rematch, then he's going to have to really, you know, come with a nice little streak of big wins to get one of those fights. Now, if let's say he fought Usyk right away, which you said they're going to have a rematch, right?
Yeah, they fight in February and March.
If he knocks Usyk out, yeah, they can make that fight. It'll be a big fight. But this is what I'm
saying. You know? Do it matter if he don't beat Usyk? Do you still not want Wilder Fury? What are you trying to say?
If he loses to Usyk again, no, I don't want to see that Wilder Fury fight. But if he loses to Usyk again,
you're tripping, man.
And let's say, Well, you think not?
Yeah, you listen, man. That's and it's sad. You the one trying to teach me history on the low. Meanwhile, I've been saying for the last 72 hours now, Frazier had multiple losses. Ali had multiple losses. Foreman had multiple losses. You can't name a great heavyweight that didn't have multiple losses. Evander, Mike, Lennox, anybody.
But I'm not knocking him for the losses. What I'm trying to tell you is that if he loses,
he got a couple of losses. He could still go on to beat Wilder and Fury. Styles make fights.
All right, he can fight them. I'm saying, in my opinion, I don't think he could beat them. I really don't. I think Wilder takes him out in 3 rounds, and I think Fury would beat the brakes off him. But
damn,
what I'm saying is, yeah, hell yeah, Wilder going there, hit him with that right hand the first round. He's going to sleep. Come on, man. The only guy that got the antidote for Wilder is Tyson Fury, and I'm not even a Wilder fan, but it is what it is. That guy's the biggest puncher in heavyweight history, probably, man. But like I said, AJ can get a big fight with those guys. I didn't say he wouldn't. All those guys you mentioned, the old guys, they had losses.
Yo, we got a super chat from LV Slugger that says Ronnie Shields could be good for AJ in my opinion, but it looks like Javier Caputillo threw his name in the hat. Shout out to Coach Javier Caputillo in the building, man. Always appreciate you listening, man. And he says send him to LA. Yo, that would be so dope if Javier could train him because his nephew trains Fury, George Caputillo.
And look, they could do a whole campaign like Coming to America.
Or
you know
should
what I'm
I
saying?
say
Call him
Jorge,
Prince
right?
Hakeem.
I just went American and said George. It's probably Jorge Caputillo.
I had an ill bar doing battle bars. You know what I'm saying? Caputillo raps left him blue and black. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the Caputillos, man.
All right, let me go out to Caesar in Vegas. Are you available? Oh, actually, let me freaking get this right. Majimbe, are you available? All right, talk to me.
All right, so the way that I took that whole quote was he doesn't think he's going to beat Usyk. Why would you even come out and say I'd fight these guys without belts?
But that's okay. I mean, that's what we just
I
argued
know.
with David. It's okay.
Listen,
these greats all had losses. Some guys got your number. Like, it's just like that.
I'm okay with that, though. I'm okay with him fighting them. But mentally, is he mentally thinking, listen, I can't beat Usyk. I'm not going to get the belts, so I'll fight them without the belts? It just shows a weak mind, in my opinion.
Man, it just shows a competitive mind. You're looking at the glass half empty. He's showing you like, yo, I'm so competitive. Even if this guy beats me, I still want them other dudes. That's competitive.
Listen, you say half empty, I say realist.
I say half full is my side. You half empty, champ. Let me fill your glass, man.
Yo, and then just real quick, did you see that tweet from Tank about the whole Usyk? I'm not impressed. Did you see that?
Tank Davis?
Yeah. But he's not impressed. This guy's fighting for junior belts, jumping up weight classes to avoid fighters.
Here comes the hate. He's showing you a real pound for pound status.
No hate.
He's showing you real pound for pound status. He jumping around weight, fighting dudes bigger than him. That's real pound for pound.
Clear out the division. Let's put it out there.
He moved up multiple weights. Usyk only moved up one. Look, I'm not comparing them. Obviously, Usyk is declarated. He got all the belts because he done what you're supposed to do. But don't disrespect Tank. He ain't hating. He just like he like the rest of us, man. He thinks something was wrong with Joshua.
No. You guys think there's something wrong with Joshua. I knew how great Usyk was. That's the difference, and he's hating. There's all the boxers are. Everybody was impressed except for Tank. Get out of here, man. Do something.
He's a fighter.
Do something.
He's a fighter. He knows. Like maybe he looking at it like, yo, I ain't impressed because he's a fucking killer, and he would have killed AJ if it was him. And Usyk let him live. You know what I'm saying? Tank is a killer. He out here trying to take dudes fucking noggin off. He ain't trying to pity pat you to a points win. Nobody. That shit was. Listen, it was impressive because he did it to a heavyweight. And obviously, he's a cruiserweight. Don't make me look bad and act like I'm discrediting Usyk. But it's two different styles, man. It's two different styles. Yeah, they said I talked all over your call. You want another call? They said I talked all over your call. I'm sorry. You trying to compare a killer to a fucking, like, come on, man. That dude's a school teacher or some shit compared to Tank in terms of in the ring. Yes, he, actually, no. That's a bad metaphor. Usyk is like Hans Zimmer. You understand? Tank is the Migos. You feel me? Like, they both are superstars in their own right. They just different audiences. Different audiences. I hope that made sense, right? What do you think? I mean, he having a whole nother conversation and he ain't even helping me. Tag team, man. What up, my G-Man? You want that call? I talked over your call. If not, I'm moving on.
Nah, it's all good, brother. The only thing I gotta say is, if you really want to compare it, it's more like, you know, I don't know, man. I just thought that he was hating. I don't even really want to compare it. I love Tank. It's just it's sad to see somebody just, my man's not even in your division, and you know, instead of bigging up and realizing
a different type of monster, bro. He just appreciates a different type of finisher. Why is that wrong?
Nah, he's just talking shit because they can't fight him. Just like he did with Wilder.
Oh, man. Yo, he showed you he's a killer, bro. He showed you he's a killer. He talking shit because he got that killer instinct. He looking at it like, bro, you had a dead man walking and you ain't take him out.
Hey, Ness, don't come to me for my second call. I'm gonna be at a meeting, so
all right, bro.
I'm gonna see if I can still chime in later.
Bruh, I'm about to make a poll. Who's a better finisher, Tank or Usyk, man? Come on, man.
Come on, man. That's why I didn't even.
We, as boxing fans, we want blood, man. Like, Usyk is dope. You know, what he did is like a symphony. But, you know, sometimes you want that heavy metal, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
and that's what Tank got in his hands, man.
Yeah, and everybody, but that's what people don't understand. Special fighters, that's what make them special when it comes to that path. That's what make Wilder special. It don't matter what you think about him personally. The way he did it, what he was doing, you see how easy it is. It can't be done like that. So when people think guys should have been finished, yeah, it's easier said than done, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. But anyway, keeping the phone lines moving, who we got? Looking like J Mac in New Orleans. Available?
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part in all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it. Go and check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. Next, I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, good morning, how's it sound?
So far, so good.
I agree with my NBA. Tank always talking shit on fucking Twitter, but don't want to get in there and tend to his business and fight the names that he need to be fighting. I'm not about to sit up here and let Tank get away with this fuckery he doing with Floyd, and Floyd holding his hand, not letting him come outside and what have you, fighting his battles, what have you, but not letting Tank get in the ring with people that won't fight his ass, like Devin, like Lomachenko, and just certain names. So I'm not letting Tank get away with that bullshit, but he always want to type something. For as AJ, I can believe AJ might want to fight Fury, but I can't take him serious on the Wilder. He had a chance to fight Wilder. He had a chance when a lot of money was on the table. He had a lot of chance when he wanted to go for undisputed, and he chose not to. So that shit may sound good. And plus, AJ got millions of dollars to where he don't really have to get in there with somebody that's going to rattle his brain and send him send him somewhere, send him into heaven, or knock his ass the fuck out. So I don't see him getting in there with Wilder. I think that's just tongue in cheek. I think that shit sound good. I think that just helps his image. Similar like what a UK dude do, always want to talk that good shit. That just sound good and sound tough. For his Fury, I think he actually will fight Fury because I think he's willing to fight Fury with or without belts because I believe that he thinks Fury won't KO him or knock him out, and I think it's a easier fight for him. I think he with the Usyk thing, they was picking a cherry, or they thought they had a cherry that was ready to be popped, and he found out what happened. But I don't never believe AJ when he said getting in there with Wilder. To this day, Wilder's the only dude he ever wanted to hire security to keep him out his ring or keep him from getting inside the ring. That's my call.
To this day.
Caesar.
Always keeping it real.
Caesar in Vegas. Caesar. Going out to Gather. Gather.
What's good, man?
What up?
The hell? All right, so check, man. I don't believe that AJ is necessarily scared to fight Wilder or Fury. I think it was probably more Hearn why the Wilder fight ain't get done. So I do believe him when he say he'll fight them, but I don't like him necessarily saying that because I want him to be focused on Usyk. You know what I mean? I want him to be talking about like I ain't focused on nobody else but Usyk right now. I want my belts back. So it sounds like that I want him to be more checked in than he is. Like that, I don't think he should be talking like that after taking the loss he just took to another man. That's the call.
All right.
No, that's a good point though. That's a good point because but he's trying to just speak to, and again, I like just the fact that he's speaking up, because they question in his heart. They said, well, you lost. Would you? He got, I'll fight anybody. He got to say something, He can't go dark.
Yeah. Because then if he say, oh, no, I'm focusing on this, then it's like, oh, so is he retiring after this? So it's like,
there you go.
Where does his career go from this? Nah, he's letting you know, like, win or lose, I still want them guys. I think there's nothing wrong with saying that. Nothing wrong with saying that. But the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Don't forget to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And once again, just want to remind you and thank you, because if you're going to make a bet, definitely use our code BETTBV over on mybookie.ag. And I just want to thank those that have been using it. Like I said, they sent over that coffee money yesterday, and I can actually, buy some coffee this month. So do appreciate everyone using my bookie and helping out TBV. Every single penny counts, whether it's a thumbs up, it's a share, it's a post on your Facebook, it's a donation, it's a super chat. It's all going to the many, many different aspects of TVB. We got producers and co-producers and flights that need to be bought in hotels, and we're doing border wars, and, we got people on payroll. So everything you do goes to continue to make the company bigger and bigger. We started off with just the Boxing Voice podcast, and we branched out into TBV Border Wars. You can find an episode every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. We've even done TBV Boxing Bars, which is something that I think we need to bring back. I've been getting a lot of messages, especially today. Someone asked for the mixtape, the second volume.
Really?
Absolutely. And, I was really disappointed in Sony, Adrian, Enrique. We were in Watertown. Obviously, Sony was not, but Enrique and Adrian were there. There was mics. They had the ability to actually do a Boxing Bars live, and they didn't. They were weak sauce. At least Adrian stepped up to the plate after Ness grabbed the open mic and ripped it. Adrian came behind me and set it on fire, and Enrique could not perform under the lights. But it wasn't planned anyway. See, that if had he listened to me, had they listened, actually planned something, set it up properly, you know what I mean? He would have had something written. That being said, there's many, many different aspects and facets to TBV. So we appreciate each and every one of you. I even reached out to Lady Shan, said she was coming on. I don't never want you to, it's never personal for me. Sometimes people just need to get have a relax. Sometimes it gets too hot, but it's never a closed door over here. We enjoy the conversation. We enjoy the debate. And we wish you guys continue to call in. UK callers, international callers, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. If you want to call from your cell phone, your landline, your office line, 1-425-569-5241 is the number to call in. We're going out to James in Harlem. What up?
What's up, Ness? I had to call in real quick because I agree with you, and I also agree with Tank Davis. I wasn't as impressed with Usyk because it looked like Joshua had 3 or maybe even 4 times where he actually hurt Usyk and could have took him out, and he just didn't do it for whatever reason. Something was off for him. They're talking about maybe he had an arm injury or whatever. I don't really want to hear it. Joshua got to change his trainer. He got to switch up everything. But I think he'd still fight Fury and Wilder with no problem. I believe him when he says that. He's a true competitor, but he got to fix that because he should have been able to just walk him down and knock him out. That's how I see it.
All right, that's how I seen it. But they said I'm crazy. That boxing is way more than just walking down the little man.
I mean,
he should have been able to knock him out.
Great call, James. Hey, Ness, would you be surprised if I told you that I might have been sent a beat for Till This Day Part 2? Would you be surprised?
I wouldn't be surprised. You're a very good lyricist, man. I'm surprised that you weren't a real rapper.
You know something? I'm going to tell you, for real, I learned at some point you have to have the same dedication like a fighter. Like, you got to be in the studio. Like, I spent too much time creating the fodder for raps as opposed to actually being in the studio recording the raps. You know what I mean? So, but it's a good way to express yourself, man. Battle bars, that's something that we did. Boxing bars was an amazing time. It carried us through COVID. We had a lot of different personalities. Idris from the UK. We pioneered, man. We pioneered a lot of things because Idris might have been on the early UK drill scene and we don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here, man. A lot of great. Justo Mathis. And I heard the song for the new Border Wars that he did, man. That shit is to me.
I ain't hear it. Where the hell that's at?
Yo, you played it at the beginning of the Border Wars recap show. The one with it got the sound bites. Like, is he a one-hit wonder?
Oh,
Can he do it again?
Yeah. Oh, that's old though.
That's old?
Hell yeah, that's old. But let me ask you our new topic of conversation. I need 4 options. And don't feel inclined to give a United States or United Kingdom option, but 4 trainer options for Anthony Joshua that we can put in a poll. They only give us 4 options on the poll on YouTube. Hopefully let us vote on that to change that shit up. I need more than 4 options, but all we can put is 4 options, so we need 4 trainers. So if you guys want to help out in the chat, put the name of the trainer you think should be in the poll. Type the name of the trainer you think should be in the poll, and you tell me, who do you think should be the trainer?
Well, Ronnie, for sure. Ronnie Shields.
Definitely one of Shields in there then.
I'm going to go with Beeb's choices of Buddy McGirt.
Ronnie Shields. He said Buddy?
Yeah. Buddy McGirt.
Buddy. My buddy.
Jorge Capetillo.
Jorge or Javier? Because Jorge
already. Which one's the father?
Jorge already has
Tyson.
Yep.
All right, well, Javier. At his own suggestion, of course. And I'm going to throw a wild card in there. I'm going to throw a wild card in there and maybe say Bomac.
Wow, that's a good one. I've been actually thinking about that. Every time I hear J-Mac call in, I promise you for the last not 72 because he ain't calling yet today. I mean, he called in, but I don't think we heard from him yet. But his previous call, I keep waiting for him to say that for whatever reason. You know, the issue with that is they don't got no heavyweights over there. They would have to get that. And, you know, you could do that with AJ's money. You could fly in hella heavyweights and get it done. So it's not a big, big issue. It should be able to get done. But, yeah, that's not a bad option. Be
Did
interesting.
The chat suggest anybody?
The chat went crazy suggesting. We just got to get to it. Be interesting to see what Bomac can do as a trainer, you know? I mean, as a heavyweight trainer, rather.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody in the UK, though, man. Honestly, I think he could use a change of scenery. You know, look what it did for Fury.
For real. I mean, I feel like he's last already to come over. Like everybody else came over, you know? And it doesn't mean that we have the best. There's no one saying that, but, you know, there's some good trainers out here, but I want to see what the chat was saying. I don't know. I see Calvin Ford, Ben Davis, Derek James. Do you want to change? Because I got all your options. Should we change any as I read them off? I see Calvin Ford, Ben Davison, Derek James. Who else I see? Another Calvin Ford. I see Robert Garcia. I see the name Freddie Roach. I see Mark Breland. I see Eddie Reynoso. I see Calvin Ford again. I see Derek James, Shane McGuinness, but they spelled it wrong, and I don't know how to spell it either. They said JDs. You're terrible. That won't. Conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. You can't get him because then he'll, you know, how you going to fight Wilder? Bomac. I see Bomac. I see Bomac. George Foreman. I see George Foreman. Abel Sanchez. Freddie Roach. Calvin Ford. Yo, my man, it's the same dude. Now I'm noticing Sydney saying it a million times won't change it. But,
well, I think of all those, Derek James is the most realistic options. Calvin Ford it sounds cool, but you know, I don't know.
He is
a
multiple trainer of the year, right? Derek James. So who you got to make the choice? Who you taking out of this 4-man list to put Derek in there?
Take Capetillo off.
Ah, Capetillo right now cursing you out. Like, bruh, you wildin'. You taking me off. Give me my shot. Give me my shot. Yo, is it? Anyway, so then we got Derek James, and we leaving everybody else in? Yo, first of all, this is American heavy and African American heavy. Where's the Latino blood at, man? Damn.
You know what? Nah, you know, take McGirt off.
Oh, now you taking McGirt. He gave rid of Buddy.
Nah, McGirt will be all right. Take McGirt off and put a Javi back on.
Oh, my God. Yo. Now he want to put Javier back on.
No, because I want to make another switch, though.
Uh-oh. Who else getting out?
Because you named somebody else on there that was
Who
we got on the list so far? We got Javi.
Peter Fury, they saying. Peter, Teddy Atlas.
Nah, Teddy don't. Nah.
Ken Porter. Shout out to Ken. At least got a motherfucking nomination, man. That's a sweet one. As my man Davidian would say, sweet. That's a sweet fight. Shout out to the community. Look at Intrigue. Can't stand Bud, but he over here saying Bomac. Bomac better than Derek. Yo, you a hater. Yo, he don't know who he hate and love in the low. Manny Robles. He did good with Andy for some time.
Nah.
He got Andy the biggest fight of his life. Remember, he beat with Andy. He beat AJ.
Manny Robles. AJ don't need nobody that's cool like a father figure.
And he got Charles Martin back on track. Remember, Robles got Martin.
Yeah, but nah, he needs somebody that's a little. He need the environment and somebody that's a little bit more forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Manny Robles is not.
My man, Ignorant Boxing, saying, what about Floyd Mayweather as an option?
If it were a realistic option.
So you don't think it's realistic?
Nah, I don't think that's realistic.
So we running with this. Ronnie Shields, Javier Caputillo, Derrick James, Bomac.
I like that.
Yo, where the UK at? They showed no love to the UK trainers, yo. Where the UK
He's
at?
outgrown that, man. I think he's outgrown that, man.
All right, well, we gonna run with these options. Let's see what the people say. Uh-oh. I was giving a tip on my man Jerry Forrest. All right, we're going to schedule him for tomorrow, according to the producer. I got a tip on Jerry Forrest. Word on the street is he's going to be replacing Brian Jennings, you hear? It's going to be he and Brian Jennings versus Oscar Rivas. Or rather, Jennings is out and he's in versus Rivas. We shall see. For the Bridgerweight title, too. This is what I'm saying. People think that shit ain't going to pick up steam. You crazy. Who ain't going to want to be a champ? I ain't trying to hear that.
Yo, well, Jerry Forrest, you know what I'm saying? He like 50 Cent. Zilly, Zang, Bang, Bang tried to bang him up. You know what I'm saying? He took them shots and ate it.
Damn, 37%. Oh, it changed. That was quick. It was just said 37% was Bomac. Now it's 33% Ronnie Shields.
Because this is what I was going to say. Because Breland is going to be lingering somewhere in that Ronnie Shields camp. I can say that. And that's funny. Why, to put Shields up there. Forget
Bomac
about him
getting
separate.
32%. It looks like we got, okay, so this is what everybody was talking about. How do I show that? Okay, so this is a free super chat because you've been a member for 2 months. Sorry to everyone whose super chat I didn't send because you've been a member. I just was put onto this information. That being said, Best Dad Ever has been a member of TBV's memberships for 2 months, which means you can watch today's Untitled at 7 p.m. or 9 p.m., one of the two, depending on time Enrique gets off. But he says, tell J-Mac, Tank, and Crawford do the same things. Oh, what is he saying? Like, I don't know what is he saying. Best Dad, I don't know what you're saying. I don't even want to guess.
Yeah, he's I think Crawford's very opinionated on Twitter as well. About what he thinks of people's performance.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody saying Shane McGuinness. That's too late though. We already put our options up, man. Y'all needed to,
He ain't winning with McGuinness.
Did we ever go to JT? JT, you all caught up on the conversation? That's a no. Moving on to King Born in the building. King Born in the building. King Born.
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your
Love my comrades, TBV. Love my comrades, live chat, man. TBV comrades. Yo, man. Hey, yo, Ness, let's get to it, man. Fuck all that, man. You can't kill a Uzi. You can't shoot a Uzi. How you gonna walk that man down when he can't even get to him? Everybody thought that AJ was gonna walk him down and all that yada 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 shit. Fuck all that, man. You can't shoot a Uzi. Only way you can shoot a Uzi, only way you can stop a Uzi from firing, you gotta jam him. Jam him, yo. He didn't do that. And fuck all them trainers y'all say. What is AJ problem? He ain't tiny dudes, it's gonna be a change, man. He not rough with rugby. This the idol, man. Come on, y'all.
You know, it's funny people recommending Calvin Ford and forgetting that Cassius Chaney is undefeated with Ford, or was undefeated with Ford before he changed to Stephen Edwards, and even before Stephen Edwards, he changed to Herman Caicedo. But we got to remember, Chaney left Ford, and Chaney's excuse was that Ford didn't have the sparring for him. You know, it's hard to train with someone that's training you like a middleweight when you a heavyweight. But Justin in Milwaukee, what up? Justin Gonzalez. Go on.
Hello?
Yo.
You hear me?
Nah, we can't. Holy shit, brother.
Hell no.
We can't, brother. We can't. You at work? It's all right, brother. You at
Respect that.
Nah, we can't hear you, brother. You at work.
Go to the break room, champ. Go to the break room.
Whoa, that was Majid. Holla at me. Majid. Natural Wiz. Majid is there.
My bad. I'm here.
I hear
Yes,
you.
sir. Everybody need to like the video, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. I believe that AJ, if he didn't have a belt, that would mean that he lost that Usyk fight. So I definitely believe that he would fight either one of them, because that's another big ass payday that I'm pretty sure both of those fighters want too. You know, so I mean, I definitely believe it'll happen. And you know, but if anything, you know, I still want to see that road to undisputed. So winner versus Fury versus Wilder, and a winner versus AJ versus Usyk need to get it on first before, you know, AJ jump up there. But I definitely believe he ain't scared at this point. Well, he got to lose if he lose again. That's all I got.
All right. We got Izzy with the super chat that says Sugar Hill really what AJ needs. Too bad he's busy. And by Sugar Hill, he means Sugar Hill Stewart, who is the trainer of actually Tyson Fury.
Absolutely. But honestly, that is the best pick for him, but that ain't even in the realm of possibility.
LV Slugger says, I don't know if I said this, but I'll say it again. Ronnie Shields could be good for AJ, in my opinion. We're going out to Adrian in Wisconsin. What up?
I'm good. I beat Polly. I left with his belt and his girl.
This a Dolla beat.
Hey, Pops, brush my hair one time. And I know all y'all against me. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got to. Let's shut that soft ass shit up.
BoxingVoice.com.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I just tuned in the show, but I like Derek James off that list. But I think someone that you're forgetting who might take him up, I think a Teddy Atlas might do him some good too. If he was still regularly training, he trains heavyweights. AJ obviously need to realize that his thing is power and blasting dudes out of there, not being a finesse boxer. I wasn't able to get on the show last time. The AJ I seen fighting Usyk hasn't recovered from the Andy Ruiz loss, being knocked out. He's a little gun shy. He doesn't really want to be hit like that anymore. And obviously, you're not going to outbox a better boxer than you. And that's what he tried to do. But I definitely would say Derek James out of the list. But honestly, I think a Teddy Atlas could bring him back too. I think he needs someone who's not full of shit, who's going to tell him how it is in his corner, and I feel like Teddy's that kind of guy. I just don't know if Teddy's really taking anybody on like that anymore. But I think he would come out of retirement for AJ, because wasn't he training not Povetkin, but one of them other dudes, or was it Povetkin?
It was Povetkin.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you're missing a key dude off that list. I would have said Sugar Hill too, just to make him sit down on his power. But obviously, that's just a no-go considering the situation in the heavyweight division. But that's all I got, brother.
Justin, it doesn't work for you, champ. You got very bad static. It's not good. Maybe next time, champy. Natural Wiz Hamilton.
Well,
What up?
Yeah, as far as Joshua goes, man, honestly, he's not afraid, man. You know, he's aiming for greatness, and like all the greats have a loss, right? And this is what happens when the best fight the best. And I consider Usyk to be one of the best. Period, right? Like, there's no ifs, or buts about that, right? So we all knew what was going to happen with Usyk. We can't be really surprised. I mean, we all knew. It's one decision. Joshua lost this fight. So it didn't look like Joshua was looking to do a rematch immediately. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Now, maybe Wilder. What happens if Wilder stops? That's going to be interesting. I don't even know how that's going to play out. I don't even know if they have a rematch clause in that one. So I guess we might be waiting for a while. But boxing kind of feels like the UFC at the moment. That's my call.
All right. Well, as far as Wilder and Fury, this is the rematch clause. It's over after this. And as far as AJ, there is a rematch clause. And that's why they'll probably fight in February or March, according to Edward Hearn of Matchroom Sports.
You mean Eduardo?
Eduardo Hearn.
Like, suck my nuts.
Rue 10504.
Good morning. What's up?
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Do you still think Usyk doesn't belong at the heavyweight division? I'm just curious. I don't know.
Listen, I know you're gonna exactly. See, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna think I'm trolling, and the truth is, I'm just still not convinced because of the way AJ.
I know
fought.
you have been completely moving the goalposts the last 48 hours in typical Ness fashion. You said
it's not intentional,
you
man.
said he needed to beat someone in the division. He just did it. Now you're saying you need to see it again. You're probably gonna say, well, we need to get the ghost of Jack Johnson in here to prove that he belongs in the heavyweight division. Now stop it.
I don't need to see it again. I don't need to see it again.
He had the perfect game plan. He beat him like some of us knew he would. That's it. As far as AJ's trainer go, I don't know if a new trainer is gonna make a difference. I think he's shown in the past he can retool and come back and win. I say just let's see what he does from there. I'll give him credit for that. I've seen him do it before, so he might not need a new trainer. I don't know. As far as any of these guys mixing it up, I'm not convinced that Wilder, Fury, or AJ mix it up. I think we're going to get cheated out of undisputed with this group. I hope I'm wrong, but I haven't been given a lot of confidence to believe that any of these guys will mix it up.
So are you saying you picking Usyk in the rematch?
I picked him in the first one. Of course I'm picking him in a rematch. But this is just to answer the original question of if these guys will mix it up. As far as AJ, Fury, and Wilder goes.
Yeah.
But that good work on Border Wars, man. Everything was fantastic, as always. But y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you always letting us know whenever we're doing good or bad, man. And that's Ruin 504. What else we got here? Looking like phone lines are lit, and our friend in Chicago is available.
My town up in K-Town. Hey, Daddy, this a Dolla beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza, I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Morning. How you guys doing?
All right. Good morning, Steve.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I agree with what you said. You don't need the belts to have those fights. Those are all good fights. If you're a boxing fan, I want to see AJ Fury. I want to see AJ Wilder. You know, they're all good fights. They're sellable fights. Here's the only thing I want you to think about. If, say that does happen, two things. If AJ loses again, doesn't he kind of lose his fan base? And number two, those guys, he can't play that A-side status without the belts. What do you think about that? Because definitely for them to make a fight with Wilder, you know, Eddie can't come out and say it's on my terms, in my hometown. You know, they never any type of credit or any type of, you know, partnership or anything on his side, you know. And I think that's a lot of reason why I'm in the first place. You know, Eddie always wants to fight.
Steve, you're breaking up. I don't know if you're using some sort of Bluetooth today or something, but many things I want to counter there. I don't know that AJ isn't in an A side without the belts. I mean, he still puts asses in seats. Do the tickets cost more in America? Yes. But he still gets the site fees from crazy locations that always want to give a crazy amount of money for AJ's fights. So, again, I'm not saying he is the A side or isn't. I'm saying he still brings so much to the table that they'll do it. They'll find a way to do that fight. And, you know, now they both got losses. It's not much to argue. Like, if they still trying to argue, you know, about how to get this fight done after they both suffered losses, it's you know, it's just sad. And it'll never happen, you know. But let me get out to Stainless. I don't know if you want to stay on a little bit. Let me know before I go to you, because you need to know what's going on. And in that case, I'll get to Zorro in. Okay, you avail. So then we go on to Stainless, pound for pounds.
Red belt, black belt, WO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
Yo, TBV, what's good? Ness, is you solo Dolla today?
I got Amin in and out, but he there holding it down.
That's what's up, brother. Appreciate you holding it down. I saw the topic in my news feed today for the show. Talking about AJ saying he'll fight Wilder and Fury without the belts.
Yep.
I mean, as a boxing fan, I'm for it either way. You know what I'm saying? We don't have as many great heavyweights or top tier heavyweights as we had back in like the late 70s and the 80s. But it is in the early 80s, excuse me. But it is still a good run of them. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was saying on last night flagship, like I don't know any greats, any heavyweight greats outside Rocky Marciano, and you can argue that his record is padded. But they all got losses, and they all fought each other. So I'm looking forward to that. Belts don't really matter to me like that anyway. I mean, yeah, they show distinction as far as sanctioning bodies, you know, but when there are so many different sanctioning bodies, then who's really the champion? So I'm with the one face, one name thing still. So I'm with that, man. Belts or no belts, it's a good time to me. As I always say, though, man, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, that's because you're stupid. And shout out to Big Rig Trucking. How about that?
You the man. You the man. Join us today at 7 p.m. Eastern for Untitled with me, Enrique Doomsy, and even Amin joins us on Untitled. And we always look forward to 40 Thieves question, where we rank fighters' resumes from 1 through 10, 10 being the highest. Join us, Untitled, tonight, 7 p.m. YouTube memberships. We're going to Zorro, Jacksonville, Florida. What up? Shout out to my Florida boys. in the building.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Hey, it's just gonna be on AJ. It don't matter if he switch up trainers. It don't matter if he get Bo Mack. It don't matter if he get Kenny Porter, which I think Kenny Porter will do a good job because Kenny is like a man's man. He probably will get AJ to look at himself a little bit differently, but it's up to him. It's all up to him. Like he need to, if he gonna go back in there and win the belt, go ahead and win the belts and then come back and get everybody else. But it's on him. It's on him. And I mean, I hear you about the lyricists. How you feeling about Ransom? How you feeling about Benny the Butcher, Conway, and all them guys that's coming out right now with the boom bap that's bringing everything back in?
I mean, did you hear him? Because he just sat back
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, nah, listen. That's where it's at. That's the kind of music that I if I had, given myself time for the craft, it would be more, reality oriented, street oriented, but still lyricism, because you know what I'm saying, everybody can, get over a beat, man. It's only certain cats that can make you feel what they say. So, I mean, Ransom, shout out to Jersey City. You know what that is. And secretly, I'm going to give y'all a little gem. One of the secrets to Griselda Records is actually a cat from New Jersey. His name is Mac Hami, Haitian cat from New Jersey, from Irvington. So we always adding our flair to what's happening in the industry. So it's all good stuff right there. I listen to a lot of oldies and R&B, though. I don't really follow a lot of rap, man, believe it or not. But those guys, shout out to Griselda. I know Ness don't listen to no rap neither.
Nah. Contrell, Phoenix, Arizona, what up?
Yo, what's good, Ness? I'm enjoying the show. But I had want to comment on a trainer that I think AJ might do some good since he can get Quigley Hill. I think Robert Garcia would be a good match for him because if you remember, when Marcus McDonough fought Floyd the first fight, he told McDonough, hey, throw elbows, kick him in the nuts, do whatever you got to do, make him uncomfortable, throw more punches than he throw. So I think Robert Garcia might be a good match for AJ also.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. Phoenix, Arizona. Davidian, Buffalo Falls.
Yo, what's good, TBB?
What up?
Davidian, what
Not
up?
much, just great. Yo, what's up? I mean, yo, y'all be funny on the joint watching y'all smoking, but I mean, I like some of those names. I think even Adrian with the what's his name? The one trainer. I kind of like Teddy Atlas, but Ronnie Shields, Derek James. But I felt like it was a good fight. I'm not tripping about it. Usyk is not like he's some scrub though. The dude was nice at cruiserweight. I was just kind of surprised though, a little bit, but he's good. But can't wait to see the rematch. Yeah, it should be an interesting fight. But yeah, I felt he came in there with the wrong game plan, but that's partly the fighter's fault and the coach's fault. So they got to go back to the drawing board. So, they just got to do what they do. And, yeah, I can't wait for these other fights. And good show, and God bless y'all. TBV for life.
All right, Davidian. We got Edwin Solano.
Yo, what up?
What's up?
Yeah, no, we always talk about the 80s, so I believe the heavyweights becoming the four kings, everybody fighting each other. So can't wait, man, can't wait. It'll be 50-50 fights, and that's what we're always looking forward to. So yeah, I love those four guys just going at it, belts or no belts. That's my call.
All right. Hawk, Maryland.
Yo, Ness.
You.
Oh, TBV. What's up, man? You great show, Ness. Let me get in here quick. First of all, we could throw Freddie Roach in there because he's an offensive trainer, and he would definitely put him on the attack mode. But to be honest with you, it ain't the fighter, it ain't the trainer, it ain't the fighter. On most of these occasions, when these fighters get blown out, lose fights, it's because they be so. It's the American fight fan. They so hard on the boxer that sometimes the boxers get in the ring and they scared to do their best because they think if they get dropped or something, they're gonna get dragged through the mud. So they fight this other type of fight. They get through a fight, not trying to get beat up to get, you know. But in AJ's case, he's in the UK. The UK fighters, the UK fans let you live. You can have losses. Tyson Fury, not Tyson Fury, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, all of them got losses. And but today's world, they drag you so bad for having a loss. It's like because you got a loss, it's like you're ruined. No. Over there in the UK, though, they're going to give him plenty of love. Believe me, they accept him fighting Tyson Fury, Wilder, all of them. Just like these American fans should accept it, too. It's just a loss. That's all. He come back, do good, and he'll be right back in there. He did it against Andy Ruiz. Don't just count the dude out, but the American fight fan is so hard on the fighters that sometimes they go in there and they don't do what they should do because they think they're going to get dragged through the mud, win or lose. But in reality, though, he could get Freddie Roach and get him out there and get going. But like I said, yeah.
All right, Hawk. Thanks for calling in. JT, are you available? New Orleans. No JT. We got Izzy with a super chat that says, Malik Scott, hear me out. Only way AJ beats Fury is if he and Wilder fight him simultaneously. Don't at me. Pray for Eddie, do. No, what is it? What he said? Edo. My bad. Edo. So we got no JT, which means we got to go to, what is this? That is definitely, I know that by heart. That's my man Ricky in Florida. What up?
What up, Ned? You can hear me, family?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You know, this shit kind of sad to me as a boxing fan because I feel like we supposed to be on Wilder versus AJ 2 or 3 right now. Like the shit that, like the fact that Wilder had to fight Fury because he couldn't get the Joshua fight, which a lot of people forget. We only getting the Fury versus Wilder trilogy because Joshua turned down that fight. And then it's like in hindsight, Eddie, you robbed the fans, man. Wilder accepted everything y'all was giving to him. Man, we had his hat in his hand trying to take the fight. And y'all wouldn't make the fight. And now it's just like, damn, Wilder got to come back against the odds and prove his greatness. Joshua got to come back and prove his greatness. And they both probably going into the rematches as underdogs. Wilder definitely is, and Joshua probably going to be an underdog in the next fight. So it's just like, damn, we can't seem to get nothing. So it's like boxing just be fucking you at every point, at any moment, every moment. But that's my call, family.
All right. Ra, Baltimore.
Yo, what's up, Ness? Yeah, I don't know if this was already brung up, but the thing about the Joshua, I don't even follow the heavyweight division anymore. I just caught the fight on the humble, you know what I mean, seeing over the fight. So watching it was just like crazy that he showed no sense of urgency, yo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how his corners not let him know he was losing that fight, like, and showed no sense of urgency. Like, that was the craziest part to me. So that's my call, fam, though. We'll get up. Peace.
All right. Rob, Baltimore, thanks for calling in. We got Brandon in Cincinnati. What is up?
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, Ness, King, I mean, of Essex. What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, that one caller was on point about Griselda, man. I just now found out about the greatness of Griselda. I've been begging them heavy. And you know, I ain't even no East Coast type of guy, but man, them dudes is hard. I like they shit. Benny the Butcher has become one of the GOATs. So yeah, he right about Griselda. But my pick was Roy Jones. J Mac disagreed with it in the back call, but when I listened to what Roy Jones was saying during the commentating, he was making a lot of sense. It's like, damn, if only AJ could hear what Roy was telling him, he'd be probably doing better in this fight. And then when I went back to watch Ward and Kovalev, both of them, Roy was predicting what was gonna happen before the shit happened. So he was a great boxing mind. And J Mac is saying like Roy will try to train you to fight like him. And I disagree with that. Look what he did for Brian Perella in that Tony Harrison fight. Brian Perella wasn't trying to fight like Roy. But we all thought he deserved a win in Tony Harrison fight. And Perella's been getting whooped at welterweight. So yeah, man, I like Roy Jones, and Adrian made a good point about Teddy Atlas. If you got a guy who we questioning, you know, whether or not he got that fire up under his ass, ain't nobody gonna light it like Teddy. He gonna be animated and he gonna steal the show with his antics, but he know how to light a fire under a motherfucker. So Teddy Atlas wouldn't be a bad option either. But earlier you asked about the dream scenarios. My dream scenario would be Wilder win against Fury. He fights Dillian White January, February, March, around the same time AJ fights Usyk. He beats White. AJ beats Usyk, and we finally get the UK versus USA undisputed fight we've been wanting. I mean, I don't mind Fury and AJ, but I just like when the US and UK go at it, especially when it comes to this show. You get the UK man fans, you get the US man fans waving their flags. It just makes for good content. But that's my call, man. My option to be Roy Jones. But y'all take it easy and listen to some Griselda.
I believe Roy Jones is a horrible option. He's proven nothing as a trainer. No disrespect to him. The only fighter that he's semi-lukewarm with is Eubank, who still hasn't been a true world champion. He's only won IBOs and regulars. Roy Jones trained John Pascal. Didn't do much with him. He trained Joseph Diaz Jr., not Jojo Diaz Jr. So it's Joel, not Joseph. Joel Diaz Jr. No world title there. Pascal, no world title there. He's also with Michael Williams Jr., no world title there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about Roy as a trainer, bro. Hasn't proven it yet. And he's had opportunities. J-Mac, are you available?
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part in all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? Where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So efficient with it. Don't check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. Next, I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, Ness, I ain't no thief. Didn't you come to me already?
Oh,
Play that
man.
ringtone.
You know I'm off that medical out here, man. Go ahead and have a nice day. Get another call. It's all good.
I appreciate it. I do like AJ going to. I like the Derrick James. I like Bomac, and I just like that Colorado because if he having problems with his tank, maybe going up there in the mountains and facing some of that adversity and the breathing up there, how it challenges you. Being around in the gym in the atmosphere where a lot of dudes working, since he's so tactical, since he's so tactical, he might need to give somebody that'll be around fighters that's training to fight that way since he wanted to be able to fight behind the jab, move his head, and all that stuff like that. But Derrick James actually is a good transition for us, him coming forward and learn how to place his shot. What we want him to do in the Usyk rematch. So
I got Donald Banks with a super chat that says, Buddy is great for Joshua, and anyone that gasses out, look what he did for Kovalev. Buddy is great with keeping the tank on. F. Gerald is with him now, too. I guess he meant to put FYI. Gerald is with him now, too. Gerald Washington. We're going to Jay in Phoenix, Arizona. What up?
What up, TBV?
What up, champ?
Yeah, Anthony Joshua said that he'll fight Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder without the belts. I'm not sure what he's trying to say with that. I mean, I think he's trying to protect the image of that. Say, I still got heart. I got heart. You know, but I think I don't think any trainer is going to be able to train hard. And that's the whole reason he lost. He had all the tools to beat him. And beat Usyk, that is. And we've seen two little guys come in there and show more heart. And that's why they won. They have more confidence in their own game plans. You know, Ruiz got knocked down. He should have been finished. What'd he do? He got up and said, you know what? I'm gonna show you what these Mexicans do over here, you know, in Cali. He showed heart, and I think Anthony Joshua at the end of the fight, you seen him just crumble. Like he just don't got the heart.
Is no corazon? He ain't got no corazon? Damn. All right. Well, we lost the caller, but that's what most people have been saying, man. You can't teach heart. You can't train for heart. But somebody did mention, I don't know, that might have been, I don't know if it was JT or J Mac, or maybe another caller back. Now I got a couple bars. I got King Amin ready to rap. Now, for real, Calvin Ford, though, maybe, you know, and that's what I was saying. Virgil, I was thinking the opposite direction, but we've been extinguished him as an option. He don't need nobody that's going to be a little bit too cool, a little bit too chummy. He needs somebody that's going to that rough, rugged, and raw. So, yeah, man, I don't know. AJ, he is establishing the fact that, you know, he's not afraid to fight without the belts. But you got to figure this out, man. AJ's got to do something real quick, man, real quick. And before, how much time does he have to make this change? We spent, 2 hours this morning talking about it. How much time does he have to make this change? If this fight is happening in February, I'm guessing March at the latest. You know what I'm saying? He's got to pull a trigger and fight a trainer sooner than later. So maybe he'll go lick his wounds. You know what I mean? Go on a cruise or something. Go chill out, spend some of that Eddie money, right? And then he'll come back, be ready to, you know, get back to, you know, training and preparing for the fight with Usyk, you know? And if it don't go his way, I'm sure he'll take it just as gracefully. You know, I'm sure AJ will take it just as gracefully, you know? But we got to see. We got to see how it turns out, man.
Sorry about that, man.
Nah, it happens. The contractor's over here kicking my ass. Life happens, champ.
Yeah, I'm trying to deal with contractors right now. I'm trying to put this hole in the ground, man.
That pool, huh?
It's either that or melt. So we went to Donald, and we went to, this is a new caller in, what is this, Fresno? What is this? This is possibly Fresno. Who are ya?
Yes, Fresno. Who are ya?
What's your name, champ?
What's up, Ness? This is Noah.
Noah, what up?
And this is Noah. You can hear me?
Yeah, Noah from Vegas.
What's good with it, man? Hey.
Or was it from
Cali?
Cali?
My number's usually from the Bay.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I always been from California, boy.
Yeah, okay. Cause I know the voice, and I'm like, wait, I used to thought it was a Vegas number though. But go ahead, I apologize.
Nah, it's fine, man. It's all good, Brody. All right, so look. Either way, right? Regardless, You know that McCracken got to go. Like, this shit is stupid. The first time he goes in there with a terrible game plan against Andy Ruiz, gets his ass boxed, right? Now, like, this shit is unexcusable. Like, this shit is unexcusable. I don't care what they say. You gonna come in here and try to outbox one of the greatest boxers we've seen, like technical boxers we've seen in maybe the last 10, 15 years? Top 5, arguably. I can only think of Mayweather and Ward that are up there technically sound in all areas like him. Like, think about it. And that's what you do. You literally allow this man to come out here. You need to be fired, bro. You need to be fired. Now, I honestly, like they said, bro, I think it's Derrick James, bro. It's Derrick James. It's Derrick James. Tactician.
A lot of people like that Derrick James for Anthony Joshua. You know what I asked when you stepped away, Ness? How long does he have to make this change? We spent a couple, almost 2 hours on this morning. If the fight's in March.
It's about 5-6 months, so he got to bust a move quick because you want to use 2 months to get used to, then 3 months to get ready for camp.
Yeah.
You want to jump on the ball right now. You want to work through. Look, if you hungry, you see Wilder working nonstop. If you hungry for your titles back, you will go right to work. You will go right to work. You will make the necessary changes. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he does, because it'll give us more to talk about, and it'll shake shit all the way up. I'm telling you it would. Looks like we got ourselves another new caller, and Philadelphia in the building. 267. Who's this?
Brian.
Brian?
Yeah, what's up?
What up, brother? How are you? Talk to us.
Pretty good, pretty good. I think he should go down to Vegas and hit Floyd up.
Yeah, we shouted that out, but Floyd didn't get enough votes because people think it's not realistic because he hasn't really trained anyone. What part of
Floyd
Philly
Senior
you in?
trained plenty. Talking about Floyd Senior.
Oh, you mean Senior? Okay, man, I haven't seen Senior around in a minute though. He's getting pretty old.
Well, I mean that whole team of money, that whole money team's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You in West Philly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'd get his feet right too.
Yeah, I mean Senior. Has Senior had a heavyweight? I don't know, and that's some rough pad work for Senior at this age. He gonna have to get a second chief in there to hold them pads. Maybe Nate Jones could still hold. Used to hold it for Floyd.
Right. I just think that their experience and their mind would help him a lot.
Can't disagree, man. I've been wanting Floyd to be a full-time trainer for a while, but I'm talking about Junior.
But Junior could help him too.
Yeah.
His IQ's off the charts.
You ain't lied.
All right, but I appreciate it.
Appreciate you calling in, brother. We got you down, Brian, so we will be, calling you by name next time out. Looks like we going to Texas, 214 in the billing. It is Jay in Dallas. What up?
Ness, what up?
Chilling.
You know what I think, bro? I think they might have to freeze Usyk out.
Yeah,
forget like AJ. Forget the belts because the bigger money fight is Fury, AJ, Wilder, AJ.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And those are the bigger fights for the fans. Mm-hmm. I'm buying either one of those pay-per-views before the Usyk unification pay-per-view. So I'm just saying, man, he's a new guy to the division, new kid on the block, and he can sit around and wait his turn while we get the fights that we've been won for the last 5 years. So, yeah, I'd love to see that. That's my call.
Yo, it's crazy.
Yo, you know,
he even said that. I literally thought that this morning, like, yo, this dude, like, they need to freeze him out. They need to freeze, like, these other fights still need to happen. That shit we've been waiting around for a minute.
So you know what? Let's just, what if, this is me saying it, what if he laid that out there to kind of suggest that. Like, I could say, forget about them damn belts. I could take the bigger fights. That's an interesting, theory.
Yeah, I like it. Because we've been waiting on them fights longer. Like, bruh, if that's what I'm saying. Like, if winner of Wilder Fury say they want to fight AJ next, I'm not mad at that.
No, not at all. And look, AJ said win or lose, but whether I got the belts or not. Then maybe he really start talking shit. Belts or not, you still can't. And still with the new trainer, give him a longer time to establish a rapport. That's a good option, man. Listen, maybe they listen, and they're always listening to TBV. So maybe they're gonna, fight on this one too.
All right, so the way I'm wording it is, should AJ, Wilder, and Fury freeze Usyk out and fight each other first? Not just freeze them out and leave them in the cold. Just give us that unfinished Watertown, Wisconsin, Border Wars 12 unfinished business type of work. You know what I'm saying? Yes or no answer. Simple. Like, you know what I mean? Who we got next? We went to the Buffalo Falls. We did, right? I feel like he said amen. Did you, Davidian?
No, we went to Davidian.
We went to you, boss?
Y'all went to me.
All right,
Yeah.
you the mans with the plan.
You're gonna get a lot of people that's gonna say no on that poll because they're gonna say that's too much business talk. That's too much business boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Business? How is that business? No belts in that. That's just mano a mano. I want to knock this dude out and show you he's still not better than me just because I lost to so and so.
You don't think there are people that's gonna say he's ducking, even though I agree that it's the bigger, better fight.
Nah,
People
Usyk could go fight Joyce. Joyce mandatory about to be called. It's time. Not now, but a year from now. And he said it himself. He taking 3 months off with his family. I read an article. Usyk said that himself. Yeah. So he ain't even he beat AJ so easy. He think he only need 2 months for training.
Yeah, I hear that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I got Esteban coming through in Oregon. What it do?
Good morning, Ness.
Good morning, Esteban.
Good morning, TBV, everybody out there listening. The topic was so hot, I just had to call in, say my piece. For one, I think Joshua, he learned a lot in that fight, if anything, because he didn't get dropped, and he'll be back stronger than ever because, that's just how the way he is and the way we are as people. That's just what's going to happen. If Usyk wants another fight, Joshua going to be even stronger than he was last time. And he's going to take his titles back. And Canelo, Caleb Plant, I've been listening to everybody talk about that. The combinations that were landed, probably how the fight going to go. Caleb got him, and Canelo going to get him better. And other than that, shout out to Border Wars, December 11th. To everybody that's fighting. Let's all get our fights. I'm trying to get my fight too. And just keep training, everybody. And thank you, Ness, and thank you, TBV. Everybody, have a good day.
Esteban in Oregon. Let's see. J. Will in Ohio. What it do? Are you available?
I know you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Yes, sir, man. The trainer question, man, it was a good question, and I can't think of his name, but he was the trainer for Jacobs, and he always calls all of his fighters nephew. Every fighter is his nephew.
Andre Rozier.
Man, love his instructions in between rounds. They vary. Like somebody like Joshua, they need specific instructions. They haven't been boxing since they was 6. So somebody like Mayweather, they get in there, you be like, get on the inside and let your hands go. Well, Mayweather knows he can get on the inside by either slipping the jab, coming over top. He got different ways he can get on the inside. You don't got to tell him specifically, but somebody like Anthony Joshua, you would have to give him specific instructions. And Rozier, man, he's dope at that. He don't generalize things. He'll give you an exact specific instruction within that 60-second break. And normally it's right. And speaking of that, man, I think you said the word melt something earlier about a contractor. And when I was thinking of Rozier, I was thinking of this fight of Triple G and Jacobs. And I remember when I called it on that show, and I made one of the co-hosts melt down, Boxing MD. And you was like, what was you saying? You was like, go ahead and melt. I think you was around the show around the time when Boxing MD had that meltdown.
Nah, he wasn't on the panel, but he definitely probably heard that shit. That
I remember that one.
Yeah, but and that's what made me kind of think of Rozier, man. And it was that fight. And I said the same thing about that fight back then. It was just like Jacobs was like kind of going through a little lull in the middle of the rounds, and Rozier snapped him out like, look, man, I need you to do A, B, and C specifically. And A, B, and C, got him back into the fight. But yeah, man, I just kind of went down memory lane with that old show, man. I mean, that's you a trip, man. You a trip, man. But that's my call, man.
All right. Javier in Anaheim. What up?
Hey, maybe it's just me being a little pessimistic or whatnot, but is it me or does it just kind of seem like AJ kind of he can't really adjust during a fight? He'll come back after he lost the fight, make adjustments like he did against Andy Ruiz, but during the fight it doesn't seem like he can make those adjustments. You know what I mean? The other thing I was gonna say too is he kind of seems to lose the fights that he's supposed to win. Ever since the Klitschko fight, he really hasn't done anything that's oh shit, that's why I'm not too interested in a fight between him and any top guys until he actually comes back and shows something, That's just my call. I don't know what you guys think about it.
All right, champ.
Hey, what do you think? Hold on. What do you think of his performance in maybe say the Dillian White fight, where it was a little bit more, life or death, if you will?
I mean, he did all right, but the thing is that right before that, Dillian White, he shouldn't have even been an opponent for him. You know what I mean? At least I don't see it that way. I'm looking at what's his name again? The Bronze Bomber. Everyone's putting him down for losing against Fury. I mean, that's Fury, but AJ gets a pass for losing against guys he's supposed to beat. So that's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about it.
I guess I asked you that because I figured, what do you think if you put him in there against somebody maybe he's not supposed to be? Do you think he rises to the occasion?
But the thing is, I need to see. He did that one time against Klitschko, but after that's the issue. I haven't seen anything from him after that fight. He rose to the occasion, got dropped, he came back.
I'm saying. What about the fight with Wilder and Fury? Do you think he'll rise to the occasion? Because it's a fight maybe we don't even expect him to win now. We say he lost to Usyk, so what could he possibly do? Do you think he rises to the occasion, or do you think either of those guys flatten him out?
Well, just based on what I could see right now, he's only risen to the occasion once against an older fighter. I don't think he does it against these type of guys.
All right. That's fair, my brother. Appreciate you.
You guys take care, man. Thank you.
All right.
We got a counterpunch from Majid.
About another month and I want 1B.
Yo, everybody need to get the likes up. Hey man, I just had a question. Instead of freezing Usyk out, how about we do like they were saying before? AJ take that step aside money and win a fucking AJ versus Fury versus Wilder, fight Usyk for undisputed. Then AJ got dips at all the belt, one shot, big money. But that's all I had, man. Good show.
All right, brother. Thank you. For the counterpunch, looks like we got Andre in Long Island.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
up, Big Ness? What's up? I mean, just wanted to tell you guys I love the show. Thank you for doing what you guys do. It's great for everybody that listens in the morning. In regards to Anthony Joshua, I just wanted to get your opinion. What about John David Jackson, Kovalev's old trainer?
Yeah.
I think he would bring some grit to Anthony Joshua, make him more difficult in the training, and then hopefully it'll translate in the ring.
I mean,
So
it ain't work for Holyfield. He just got Holyfield knocked out versus an MMA fighter, man.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay, so.
But that's not fair, Ness. Don't judge John
Why it ain't
David off
fair?
that.
Why it ain't fair?
Judge him off of Clarissa Shields,
Victor
bro.
Belfort ain't no fucking boxing. He got one off under John David Jackson's watch, man. No disrespect to him, but it's under his watch.
Yo, nah, not Holyfield, bro.
Bruh, he
Not
slept Holyfield.
You killing him. You killing him.
That's his dude. He slept
That's
him.
not his work, bro. That's not
Bro,
his
I interviewed him. I
representation.
was there. I interviewed. I said, I was like, what you doing? He's like, what you mean? I'm training. I said, what? Oh shit, let's go. Like, wow.
But how long could he have been training him if Holyfield was a replacement? And then you talk about what the material.
Bro, they was been getting ready to rock. They was been getting ready to rock and roll. I can't believe Holyfield made $6 million. Why can't God just throw me a live ball? That's a lob right there, man. My man, what he fought? 20 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah.
20 seconds, 60 mil, man. 6 mil. Lord of mercy. Find me something like that. Father God, where you at? I need that in my life. 20 seconds. My man he went down too. Like, I'm out of here.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next. What a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people? So with these upset.
What up?
Upset the Lord.
What up, Georgie?
Yo, listen. I think Usyk, it's like everybody got the same mentality. Everybody said the same because he seems to be this way. Like, Usyk is so above AJ that the rematch is going to be the same. And a lot of people think the same shit about Fury versus Wilder. That Fury just above Wilder. That I think at the end of the day, we're going to end up going to be Fury and Usyk. Even if he bombs. And we prayed for so long to be a unified heavyweight champion, but it's not going to be between the people that we want to see. Wow, that's crazy. That's my call. I got to go. Everybody support the channel, donate. Shout out to the UK, the USA. I'm out.
Shout out to Georgia.
Alrighty then. Coach Bill, Las Vegas.
Yo, what's up, Ness?
What up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's the deal, man? Look, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I think he should incorporate a new trainer into his camp. I do think he should make it a little interesting and go over there and mess with the kid Gerald Tucker and get a little advice from Floyd Mayweather. I think them two together. I think he walks into the next fight with a different game plan. Like, honestly, and I think he just needs to activate his hands a little more, be a little quicker on his feet. I think he did okay. I take that back. I'm not going to say he did okay boxing. I think he could have did better boxing. He could have used the jab more. He was pawing with the jab, doing all this weird stuff or whatever. But I think he should go over there and mess with Gerald Tucker and Floyd Mayweather. And also about the Canelo and Plant fight. Hey, look, Plant sees something right now, man. I'm going to tell you right now, he's too confident. I don't think he's overconfident. And I think he's going to be victorious in this fight. But that's me, Coach Bill. I'm out. Shout out TBV. You already know. It's the #1 spot. It's hot and I'm out.
Border Wars just got heated up in the chat. Tank just told Elias, like, I ain't worried about no Jerome Lambert. I'm coming after you next. And for those that don't know, Elias is the cousin of Doomsday. They caught a body versus James Clark on the last Border Wars. So things are
That's
looking
little G
good.
right there. That's little G.
Yeah, he came out with that little G outfit. Let me see. We got Stainless with the boomerang pound for pound status. What up?
In Jesus' name.
No. Keem, the Dream. Stainless, what up?
Yo, sorry about that. I'm away from my phone, but as far as this fight, man, I don't really know who to offer as far as coaches go. I kind of like, is his name Shane McGuigan, Josh Taylor's coach? I think he would be a good fit because he's still young, and he seems to be able to work naturally with anybody over there. And and it's gonna sound silly, but maybe Fury's old coach, Ben Davis or Davison. I'm saying it's the same thing, but I don't think that he would be able to teach him that aggressiveness. I think it's something about that McGuigan training camp that they really get it in for the aggression. So, I think that as far as the UK goes, he'd probably be the best fit for him. As far as American coaches, I can't really speak on that because I don't know if it would translate over well enough, and Joshua could pick it up fast enough to get back into a fight where Usyk could be successful. Again, as I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, you a pendejo. And shout out to Big Rig Truck. Peace.
Alrighty then. And it looks like we got Keem the Dream. Available. Keem the Dream. That's a no. Majimba in a meeting or not? Meeting or not? What up, champ? Sorry.
Not much, brother. I was thinking Salas for AJ.
Salas. He did do good with Joe Joyce.
Yep. I think he'd be actually the perfect person for him. A guy that is, fundamentals first, and brings a lot to the table. I mean, he's worked well with everybody. Linares, Joyce, Ugas now. I think he'd be a good fit. So, I don't know. For everybody just jumping on Griselda, jump on Rock Marciano.
Rock Marcy, I love that.
Yep.
One, man.
Yep, Rock Marciano. There's a lot, man. You got Ka. I'll talk to you out in a bit, all right? Later.
All right. Yeah, shout out to Rock Marciano.
All right, that is everybody. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Appreciate everybody calling in. I got Jonathan Sims on the super chat that says EJ versus Bud is the next what could have been. Damn. You think that? You think that's a wrap for that? I seen EJ posted his eye looking good. He did a close-up of that shit.
Man, it ain't what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. If they tell him that retina is an issue with it, a certain amount of impact could cause it to detach, then that shit just is a wrap.
Call him Jonathan Sims back to back. He said, Ness, what happens if Bomb Squad versus Fury 3 ends in a draw? Chill. Then it's over. They get to walk away, but Fury still got the one up, and he don't got to rematch Wilder.
Yeah.
If they end in a draw, he got the one up because he won one, gets to keep the belt, and walks away. Wilder can't let him walk away with a draw. That's a no-no. That's no bueno.
Listen, he already talked the talk, so it ain't me exaggerating. Everybody remember White Man Can't Jump? The motherfucker Wilder better go to his car like Raymond. You dig? You better go to this car like Raymond. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, nah, he can't let him get a draw, man. That's a no-no. But yo, that's everybody. Next GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. We going live on YouTube memberships, Untitled, myself, Amin, Enrique, and should be Alex Lioness, Doomsday, the Doomatrani in the building as well. 7 p.m. And for whatever reason, if shit hits the fan, then it'll be 9 p.m. But definitely today, without a doubt, no bullshit. We've been on
Untitled.
point. We've been on point.
Sure.
The post is out. Drop your question. Post is out.
Check me out, King Amin of Essex 1 on Instagram for all your news and notes and boxing posts. Also, right here on the Boxing Voice TBV podcast on YouTube. Last but not least, King Amin of Essex 1 on YouTube for them championship rounds. We here, baby. We working. I catch y'all on Untitled. Peace.
Peace.